In the rugged and misty landscapes of northern Europe lie Scotland and Ireland, two lands linked by sea, yet distinctly shaped by time. As we delve into their storied pasts, we explore how these neighbours, sharing ancient roots and turbulent histories, have each forged identities so culturally rich and unique, from the echoes of Celtic warriors to the silent sentinels of ancient castles. Join us on a journey through time where myth intertwines with history, revealing the forces that sculpted these isles into the nations we know today. Long before the clamour of modern cities, Scotland and Ireland were cradles of ancient civilizations. Both lands thrummed to the beat of Celtic tribes, whose influence still permeates through their folklore and traditions today. In Scotland, the mysterious standing stones of Callanish tell of a time shrouded in mystery. Across the sea, Ireland's Newgrange, a monumental passage tomb older than the pyramids of Egypt, stands as a testament to the ingenuity of its early inhabitants. These early societies were not just isolated clusters of humanity. They were part of vast networks of trade and cultural exchange that stretched across Europe. As the Celts wove their way through history, they left behind a rich legacy of art, language, and myth that continues to define the unique cultural landscapes of Scotland and Ireland. As the Romans expanded their colossal empire, they brushed against Scotland, constructing the formidable Hadrian's Wall as a stark boundary against the fierce Picts. Unlike their southern neighbours, Scotland remained a thorn in the side of Roman ambitions, never fully subdued by Roman legions, though they did establish significant fortifications like the Antonine Wall and maintained a presence in the southern regions. In contrast, Ireland remained untouched by the Romans, its narratives untainted by Latin inscriptions, fostering a unique trajectory in European history. Enter the Vikings. A seafaring saga begins. The Norsemen first raided the monastic treasures of Ireland in the late 8th century, their dragon-headed longships a terror in the mist. Scotland too felt the Norse impact, particularly through settlements that became integral to Scottish island life. In Ireland, these marauders founded what would become Dublin, integrating into the very fabric of Irish society and leaving a legacy of trade networks that reshape the islands. Medieval Scotland and Ireland left tales of kings and clans, battles and castles, each fighting to forge and defend their nascent nations. In Scotland, the story of independence gleams heroically with figures like William Wallace and Robert the Bruce, whose exploits during the Wars of Scottish Independence culminated in the pivotal Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. This victory etched a fierce sense of sovereignty into Scotland. Across the Irish Sea, Ireland's High Kings ruled with a tenuous grip as influence crept in with the Anglo-Norman invasion of 1169. Unlike the swift conquests elsewhere, Ireland's rugged landscapes and fractious clans turned it into a prolonged battleground. Over centuries, English rulers would attempt to plant their power firmly on Irish soil, leading to a contentious rule marked by rebellion and unrest. The push for autonomy saw Ireland sporadically seizing moments of sovereignty, only to be quashed under English might until much later. Meanwhile, Scotland's frequent clashes and periodic peace with England wove a complex relationship, punctuated by treaties like the 1328 Treaty of Edinburgh and Northampton, which acknowledged Scottish independence, albeit temporarily. In the swirling mists of Scotland's history, the Industrial Revolution ignited a transformative force, positioning the nation as a powerhouse of engineering and shipbuilding, although much of the Highlands remained rural and economically underdeveloped. As Glasgow and Edinburgh thrived, the clang of metal and hiss of steam filled the air, marking Scotland's vibrant entry into modern industry. This surge contrasted starkly with Ireland, where the land whispered tales of agriculture and famine rather than industrial triumph. The Great Irish Famine from 1845 to 1852 devastated the population, turning vibrant communities into ghostly echoes of despair. This period marked a significant chapter of migration in both nations' histories. Scotland, amidst its industrial boom, saw a wave of internal migration as Highlanders moved to cities, while many Scots sailed to distant shores of North America and Australasia, seeking fortunes in new lands. Ireland's story, meanwhile, was one of forced exodus. The famine sent over 1 million Irish to flee starvation, dispersing families across the globe from the bustling streets of New York to the sunburnt landscapes of Australia. Cities like Boston and Toronto were sculpted in part by the hands of Irish and Scottish immigrants, their cultural imprints seen in St. Patrick's Day parades and Burns Night celebrations worldwide. Yet, the diaspora maintained a fierce grip on their heritage, with tales of the old country passed down through generations like precious heirlooms. Today, this legacy of migration manifests in vibrant cultural exchanges and deep-rooted connections that span oceans. As descendants seek to reconnect with their ancestral lands, Scotland and Ireland welcome them with open arms and stories of a shared past, a testament to the indelible mark left by those who once left their native shores under duress or with hope. As we delve deeper into Scotland and Ireland, you bring these stories to life. Keep liking and sharing to help me continue this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and share your insights in the comments as we continue to explore the world together. As the Reformation swept across Europe, the religious landscape of Scotland and Ireland diverged sharply. Scotland eventually realigned its political alliances towards Protestant England, although its relationship with England remained complex and often hostile for many years. Scotland embraced Protestantism, spearheaded by figures like John Knox, which realigned its religious and political alliances towards Protestant England and away from Catholic France. In contrast, Ireland remained staunchly Catholic, a conviction that deepened its strife under English rule, which sought to impose Protestantism through settlers and edicts. The tumult of religious conflict set the stage for political unions that would reshape the island's destinies. In 1707, Scotland formally united with England to form the Kingdom of Great Britain, a union driven by political pragmatism and the promise of economic prosperity, albeit amid significant Scottish dissent. Meanwhile, Ireland was pulled into the United Kingdom in 1801, following a fraught history of uprisings and rebellions, notably the 1798 rebellion, which underscored its contentious relationship with British rule. These unions were not just political mergers, they were cultural battlegrounds where identities were contested and redefined. Scotland and Ireland navigated these turbulent waters with a resilience that spoke to their enduring spirits, even as they faced the challenges of maintaining their distinct cultural and religious identities within a greater British context. The bonds between Scotland and Ireland are forged not just in shared history, but also in a vibrant Celtic connection that reaches out to Wales, Cornwall, and Brittany. This pan-Celtic friendship is celebrated in festivals and gatherings that resonate with the lilting tunes of traditional music and the spirited steps of folk dances. The Celtic Connections Festival in Glasgow, for instance, has grown into one of the UK's largest winter music festivals, showcasing not only Scottish and Irish talent, but also artists from across the global Celtic diaspora. Language also plays a pivotal role in this cultural unity. Efforts to revive and sustain Gaelic in Scotland and Irish in Ireland are mirrored in movements across other Celtic nations, striving to preserve a linguistic heritage that predates many of Europe's modern languages. In the 20th century, the paths of Scotland and Ireland diverged dramatically, especially in their quests for national identity and self-governance. Ireland's journey to independence was marked by the Easter Rising of 1916, a bold statement against British rule. This uprising ignited a series of events that led to the Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921, establishing the Irish Free State and eventually the Republic of Ireland in 1949. The North, however, remained a part of the United Kingdom, leading to decades of conflict known as the Troubles, which specifically refers to the period from the late 1960s to the 1998 Good Friday Agreement, reflecting deep-seated divisions that still resonate today. Scotland's national identity, meanwhile, experienced a resurgence in the late 20th century, culminating in the establishment of a devolved Scottish Parliament in 1999 following a decisive referendum. This move restored a measure of political autonomy lost since the 1707 Union, sparking a new wave of cultural pride and political aspiration, including a narrowly defeated independence referendum in 2014. Both nations also experienced cultural renaissances, reviving and celebrating their Gaelic languages and traditions. In Scotland, events like the annual Edinburgh Festival, and in Ireland, the revival of the Gaelic Athletic Association, have helped to cement cultural identity and pride in a modern context. The narrative of modern Scotland and Ireland is thus a vibrant blend of regained voices and identities, each nation grappling with its colonial past while forging a distinct place on the global stage. Scotland and Ireland, with their deep-rooted histories and landscapes steeped in legend, have transformed into vibrant hubs for heritage tourism. Edinburgh Castle stands as a sentinel over a city that dances to the tune of its annual Fringe Festival, the world's largest arts festival, alongside the prestigious Edinburgh International Festival, attracting visitors from across the globe. Meanwhile, the rugged beauty of the Scottish Highlands calls to those seeking the whispers of clan history amidst its lonely peaks and misty lochs. In Ireland, the historic Rock of Cashel, with its impressive medieval architecture, serves not just as a monument, but as a gateway to exploring Irish kingship and mythology. Cities like Dublin fuse history with modern culture, where the echoes of Joyce's words live on in bustling streets. Every year, millions are drawn to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, immersing in the verdant charm and vibrant culture of the Emerald Isle. Scotland and Ireland, each with its unique history, culture, and identity, stand as testaments to their enduring legacies. As we've journeyed through their pasts, from ancient roots to modern challenges, these nations have not only shaped their destinies, but have also enriched the global cultural landscape, reminding us that their stories are far from finished. For more captivating adventures and explorations of incredible places around the world, click on the video on screen now. Your next journey awaits. Happy travels.